Big Chongus! Hello, everyone. I'm AlecK47. I am joined by fellow runner AnimusUnited.
Hello and welcome to Sonic 1 GBA, a game developed in 2006 that was exclusive to North America, that was released alongside Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And if
Same
that
day.
wasn't, yeah, the exact same day. So if that wasn't infamous enough, you're going to get a full treat of wonders as to what this entire run entails.
Yeah, and joining us for commentary so that things flow a little bit more smoothly, we have Huds.
Hello, everyone. Lovely to be here.
So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, full of shenanigans. Are you ready to start, Animus?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever everyone's
All
ready.
right. Let's let Huds count us down.
Okay, good luck, both. Let's get this thing started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Animus.
Good luck, Alec.
So
I guess
starting off, go on out.
Okay, I guess the first thing to mention is we're playing on Anniversary Mode, which has a spin dash, which you can see right here, and also that walls don't always stop you. And with that, I'll let Huds take over.
Yeah, it's a rather interesting mechanic. So yeah, with the spin dash, it is very slightly broken in this version of the game. You can see that not only can they obtain some pretty intense speed, but yeah, as Alec mentioned, the walls don't really stop you all that much. I believe, as long as you don't pull back on a direction when you hit a vertical wall, as long as you stay in a ball form, you will maintain that momentum when you clear that wall, and they're going to be using this to their advantage quite a lot. You're going to see here as well in Act 2 that rather than taking the traditional bottom route that you're used to perhaps in Sonic 1 for the Genesis, they're actually going across the top route and then using the enemies and the monitors to bounce their way along. And then finishing the level up pretty fast there. It looks like a 13 for Animus, so I think we're going to get maybe just an 18 from Alec.
Yeah, that's one of the things you don't have full control over there. I actually fell short of the spikes, and Animus, I can tell, already got past them, where I didn't. And we had the same... missed that jump there. We had the same speed coming out of the spin dash, but there's a little bit of inconsistency with both lag and some of the collision. And sometimes it gives you more speed, sometimes less speed in that particular section. It's a little bit weird and just something you have to deal with.
And I was just having a few issues on the loop there, which is allowing Alec to catch back up. Some more interesting physics on Alec's side, as they both hit the boss almost at the same sort of time here. So another rather interesting mechanic of the GBA version, you'll notice that despite the fact that Robotnik has iframes, you can still continue to bounce on top of him.
Yeah, it's tricky to optimize because you're just kind of bouncing up and down really quick. You can't really optimize when the hits land, so you kind of just have to stay above.
It's absolutely neck and neck coming out of Green Hill 3. There's barely a frame between them after an excellent boss fight from Alec, unfortunate misplacement from Animus, and then missing the capture at the end. They are literally neck and neck going into Marble 1 here.
Of course, this is where the run kind of starts, honestly. I am not making the good cycle here.
Yeah, I didn't make the first cycle either.
You're going to see both the runners really utilising the spin dash here. It's probably the most powerful thing in Anniversary Mode. Obviously, it's one of the main mechanic changes. It does kind of break the physics a little, but it is utilised everywhere to very quickly get Sonic's speed up. Any opportunity to really get that spin dash, they're going to be using it. And as a result, certainly in Marble with some of these more platformy sections, it makes them a little more, I'd call them more like chunking them up. You do them bit at a time, and this is one of the good examples of this section as they go through the flames. Although Alec getting a really clean run through that.
Oh no! Oh god!
Oh, it's so close. Oh no. Oh.
So that was a great example of just lag messing with me right there. I got onto the platform like I wanted to. My momentum got killed a bit more than I wanted to. Okay, and that is incredibly rare as well. Wow. The game is not being kind to me right now. This version of the game is generally speaking better about nonsense crush deaths than the Genesis version, but that is one of the ones that can happen. It is, like I said, very rare. It's got to be subpixel dependent because it pretty much never happens to me. But yeah, I was trying to manage my momentum in a bunch of different ways when I had that first death, and none of them quite worked because of lag. And that's one of the things, like, there are 5 different ways that it should have worked out for me there, but none of them happened. And so I ended up, even after I bailed out, having issues. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Marble
wait for
had
another cycle here.
different type of deaths that you can have. There's an example in Marble 3 upcoming as well, where you can have a really unusual crush death as well.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's unfortunate that that happened, but, like, that's one of the risks you have in this category. Like, I should have had more momentum when I jumped up onto that platform, but then I had a actually, my momentum got killed a little bit when I jumped, which doesn't usually happen. And that jump was so that I, like, to make sure that I wouldn't get hit by the enemy there, which sometimes happens. And then I tried to spin dash out, but I had too much momentum and I got a spin instead, and it just went downhill from there.
Just at the end there of Marble 2 for Animus, you may have seen him just casually clip through the chandelier, I think's the best way to put it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ability box really does wonders in this version, even more so than the Genesis version, to where if you keep your speed the entire time, you're going to be able to get through the level very smoothly, no problem.
Yeah, Marble doing Marble things. AlecK continuing to work his way through Marble 2 right now. Not having a too bad go at it this time around. Animus, though, in Marble 3, about to come through the secret entrance to the other side because of that lovely momentum, can get all the way through before the chandelier has any time to drop down. Partially helped by the speed that you get from the spin dash, partially helped by some of the game lag that you're seeing. So some of these kind of weird physics where it goes faster and then a bit slower and then a bit faster, that's just the game lagging, and it makes it very unpredictable for the runners to really know, I mean, to really have any kind of consistent setup. It takes a lot of skill to run at this kind of level in this game because of the lag.
Yeah, the real key there is the inconsistency. Almost everything in this game is at least a little bit inconsistent. A lot of it is mostly consistent, but when you have enough different things that have a very low chance of going wrong, it's almost inevitable that something will.
Yeah, definitely.
Animus having a great boss in Marble 3. Nice, clean execution all the way through, just bouncing up on top. AlecK, good start to Marble 3 as well. Again, using the momentum to his advantage to get into the underground section nice and quick. You're going to see now Animus running through Spring Yard 1 here, taking a slightly different way through it than perhaps what we're necessarily used to in the Genesis version. I mean, it's still very similar, but you'll see here, not going over the top. We're going to actually go under these blocks instead.
Yeah, that's just because of how slopes and momentum work in this version with the physics. It is actually not even possible to go over the top, as far as I know, unless there's some sort of shenanigansy TAS-only way to do it. Oh,
Yeah.
I went too far. I've been having a lot of trouble with that today. I don't know why. This game is consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, I would be curious to know if the ceiling actually blocks you off or not, if they actually patched that in this game or not, but obviously you wouldn't be able to get the speed to be able to get on top of the ceiling.
Oh my god, I'm giving myself the freaking yips here. Oh, this is... And then it wouldn't let me out from there. Well, this is your race to lose, Animus.
I could certainly get some crush deaths upcoming, that's for sure. Springyard 2 has a really infamous crush death in this version. We'll see if I get it. Oh, no, I didn't get it, luckily. You have to sort of time this correctly to ensure you don't get crushed by either the bottom or the top of that platform.
Nicer than to put the platform so close you can get crushed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, AlecK having a real rough time at the moment in Marble as a whole, unfortunately.
Yeah. That last death was caused by D-pad issues, actually. I was trying to hold right. I ended up holding right and down and spun as a result. And that prevented me from killing my momentum like I wanted to, so I kept going.
Animus now taking more than a 2-act lead as he passes through Act 2 of Springyard. AlecK still in Act 1, heading up towards top again, skipping that chandelier. Let's see whether or not he can make it across first try.
There we go. See, that's what's supposed to happen. You just get your momentum right, and you're good.
Beautiful.
Since I don't have any rings, I'm not going to go for the juggle strat fully. I'm only going to do it like this. This is the safe strat. Because the flames disappear as soon as you beat the boss.
Playing it safe and making it through.
Yeah, the other thing about doing it with no rings too is you have to be cautious of landing into the lava, which can easily happen as well.
And that's exactly why I did 2 sets of juggle there instead of 1. Because it's very easy to fall off mid-juggle if you go for the whole thing.
In Springyard 3 now with Animus, just heading up over the top, the usual kind of route, but using the spin dash very much to our advantage here to get through. Heading down, not bothering with the invincibility, however, not really much use in this particular version because of the spin dash, because of the way to get through. Oh, getting bonked by the spikes twice now.
Yeah, normally it is a little bit better to not get the invincibility and the speed up because with the spin dash, the speed up box doesn't really do you much good.
Yeah, optimally it saves time, but it doesn't save as much as you might hope it would. And of course, things like... Whenever I've tried that strategy, I have all sorts of issues like I'm sure Animus just did, so I'm going to be getting the invincibility there and the speed shoes.
Yeah, relatively clean Springyard 1 from AlecK, 43 seconds, so starting to play catch up a little bit, a long way to go, but Animus's Springyard 3 is definitely going to allow AlecK a little look in here. You'll notice as well on Animus's side, Robotic doesn't actually start coming down on this one until he's gone all the way across to the left. And because we can reach him, it's a relatively straightforward fight actually in Springyard 3, not quite as tricky as it is in the original. Also casually spin dashing in midair because, you know, Sonic 1 GBA.
And also Eggman can disappear right after you hit the capsule, as you see.
Oh, I got a frame-perfect jump there to keep my momentum, and I didn't realize it, so then I killed my momentum. Expecting to stop. I could have got a sub 30 there, I think. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Animus now into Lab 1, and this is where we're going to start to see our first kind of real skip. I believe all 3 Labyrinth zones have a skip. So Animus, do you want to explain what's going on?
Yeah, so the water physics in S1 GBA are very unique. Uh, what happens is whenever you exit the water, you actually accelerate your speed at a very rapid pace. You can actually see this if you're casually playing through the game on Labyrinth 2 when you go through the first spring as you're going up of the water to hit the button to go through the first door. You'll actually see the water physics in action there, but we can actually get it to our advantage doing a quick spin dash through the water, which allows us to maintain that accelerated speed and get across the ledge without having to use the platform like you normally would in Sonic 1.
Did you just go so fast at the end of Lab 1 there that it didn't trigger the finish?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, so that's actually a mistake on my end. You normally want to slow down a little bit so that way you can actually hit the goalpost. Otherwise, if you go too far past the goalpost, the game doesn't register that you hit the goalpost.
A wonderful game, but yeah, finishing up Act 2 with 19 seconds by going up over the ceiling. AlecK, meanwhile, now in Spring Yard 3 on pretty good time here. You did see AlecK go and get the speed shoes and most importantly the invincibility as well, just here at Robotnik now. Animus in Act 3, and we're going to be skipping pretty much all of Act 3 here. You're going to go see him trigger the button like normal, but then continue back through the slopes, try to land on the dry bit, and then get a spin dash off. If we can time a jump right, should be able to get up and over onto the ceiling, just like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight jump. The spin dash makes it easier. You can get it without the spin dash by going through the waterfall and jumping immediately, but it's a lot tougher without the spin dash. And you want to jump over that first ledge that I jumped over, otherwise you're soft locked in the level. If you fall down that first pit, you want to fall down the second one that I fell down in order to access the boss.
Ooh, Grinder there just being a bit mean. But yeah, Animus heading up now towards the Robotnik fight. Boom. So while Animus is doing the Robotnik fight in Act 3, we can see AlecK's just done the water skip in Act 1 and heading through. So starting to close the gap a little bit. Still plenty of time to go.
Yeah, I definitely want to play this fight as safe as possible, just because this fight is very tough with the screen crunch that you see.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
barely see anything on top. And combined with the laggy water, it makes for a miserable experience for anyone that plays this game.
It is, I would have to say, the hardest part of the anniversary mode run, closely followed by a specific part in Marble 3 where I had all those issues and kept falling down. I didn't get a jump there. Okay. There we go.
Oops.
Yeah, and my strat for that Marble 3 part is a little bit risky, but it's really fast if it all goes well.
Animus now in Starlight 1, you're going to see things going slightly differently. Also, yeah, enemies can randomly spawn and despawn, which doesn't always help. But yeah, you're going to see things slightly differently. Again, as you heard the mention earlier, the slope physics in Sonic 1 GBA are not quite the same as they are in the original Sonic 1. So because of that, it makes it a little bit tricky. You don't always get the height you expect, you're not always able to jump off like you'd expect. It's also one of the levels where the lag can really change depending on whether or not enemies spawn, platforms spawn, and things like that. But Animus making his way through, finishing off Starlight 1. It's 42 in the end. And AlecK already in Act 3 of Labyrinth and waiting for the water to catch up right now.
Yeah, you never know how the enemies are gonna spawn or despawn in this version. You saw on my screen that that enemy despawned twice, so it was definitely interesting to react to that. You'll see a similar question on Starlight Act 3 at the beginning.
Okay, I just got past one of the two hard parts of this climb. The other one is right here where I'm panning the camera up again.
Yeah, unfortunately, I fell to the bottom path of Starlight 2, which means I had to deal with the springs that are very unreliable.
Yeah, in this game, the seesaws just, they barely even function. Like, there's a reason that we go for the super big jump we go for at the beginning of Act 3. Like, otherwise, it's really hard to get the momentum you need to get up to the top path.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, I have to restart my game if I don't make that jump otherwise.
Yeah, that's brutal. So yeah, Animus showing off the Starlight 3. Oh, second time. Showing off Starlight 3, you can actually spin dash over onto the seesaw, but yeah, falling off a couple of times now.
That is the nice thing that this game did come out with, is the restart function.
Yeah, very true. So almost like save game functionality. If you do make a mistake, you can quit out and go back in. But yeah, Animus overall, unfortunately having a bit of a bad Starlight in general. All 3 acts proving to be a bit of a pain. This is going to allow AlecK back into this. And AlecK's already in Starlight 2 after a really clean Starlight 1 now.
Yeah, Starlight has definitely not been nice to me today, so...
It's always something with this game. Like,
oh yeah.
I can't emphasize that enough. And it's not always the things you expect. Although for me, I'm not surprised that I had so many problems in Marble, because Marble is always trouble.
I think Marble is trouble for just about anyone playing Sonic 1. It doesn't matter which version of it you play.
Yeah, or even whether or not you have a lot of experience with the version you're playing.
Yep. Yeah, AlecK really catching up now. Animus just finishing up Act 3. AlecK's just finished up Act 2. There's one act between them.
Okay, I can already tell that this is a good height because of how quickly the little spike ball flew up. So, I'm in there.
Beautiful.
Nice, that's a really good jump to be able to get.
So while AlecK continues through Starlight 3, Animus now in Scrap Brain 1, taking the kind of usual route that we expect to see, but a slightly different variation of it. It's going to be setting up just now on the left-hand side to then get a spin dash off, which should allow him to maintain momentum through these platforms. And then it's just a spin dash to the left, spin dash to the right, and all the way through to the signpost. Yeah, it's a really clean, really nice Scrap Brain 1. I also noticed earlier on got the first cycle as well for the platforms up to the top.
I just want to say that the way you said that, Huds, made me think of the Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Let's do Time Warp again.
Mind if I squeeze a quick donation?
Go for it.
Oh.
Okay, so we have a $13.23 donation by Broken Hyperlink saying, hope you can get your car fixed soon, Zax. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Linky. So we can see Animus now running through Scrap Brain 2. No need to get the monitor bounce because we can just maintain momentum straight across that little gap. AlecK working his way through Scrap Brain 1. How's he going to get on with the platforms just here? All good. First cycle as well. And Animus, a really clean finish there, not getting hit by any of the spike pendulums.
Yeah, that's one of the fortunate things about having the spin dash speed. Like, it absolutely breaks the game in general, but I don't think there's any level that it breaks quite as much as Scrap Brain, with the possible exception of Lab 1, because of the skip you can do there. But even then, you can still take that top route with the platform. You just have to hit both switches in the bottom water area for whatever reason.
Another great level by AlecK as Animus is making his way through to the end of Scrap Brain 3, or Lab 4, whichever way you want to call it.
I knew I shouldn't have gone for that. Oh well. You can skip. You can do a spin dash jump there and skip that platform in the switch, but it's really tight. I kind of wanted to try and show it off, though, you know?
So let's quickly talk Final Zone while Animus is there. Only 4 hits required on the boss, not 8 like normal. The downside is you can't see the top. Oh, is it 8 still?
It's 8, but you can do it in 4 cycles because you can get 2 hits on each cycle.
Ah, it's the double hitter. Got you. My mistake. So it is. Go on.
Yeah, I've actually gotten 6 of the hits needed, so just an unfortunate cycle there. Almost got the perfect cycle.
So yeah, I was going to say the biggest problem with Final Zone is you can't see the top of them unless you jump up, which means it's a little bit of guesswork as to where they're coming from. Yeah, Animus is going to be coming up on time very shortly. Do a little extra bounces at the end. And yeah, that's time for Animus. GG.
Yeah, so for the final boss there, I was able to get double hits on the first 3 cycles, which is really good, is really hopeful in the run. I was really surprised and impressed that the guess and luck just worked out there. Was kind of hoping that the last cycle would work out, but I cannot complain about that.
Oh, it didn't give me my input there. I'm gonna get a ring. What I wanted to do there, obviously, was turn around so that I would get damage boosted the correct way instead of back. But there we go. So I'm going to be going for this too. I have actually forgotten recently how to get double hits on the bottom 2.
Yeah, the bottom's actually tougher than the top 2. You have to do a very well-timed spin dash, I find, to be able to get the second hit in on the bottom, which doesn't work out 100% for me even either.
So that's 5 hits in the first 3 cycles, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, if you can get it even once, it's really good.
I just love the fact you can get 2 hits in general. Be nice if you could on the original.
Okay, that one is really hard to get a hit in just in general. I don't think it's even possible to get a double. This is my last hit. There we go. And that's time. Still underestimate, even with all that crap and marble.
GG.
Thank you.
GG, congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Sonic 1 GBA. It's definitely a game.
It is a game, and it's actually a fun speed run in spite of all the silliness, and often because of it, I think. I'm pretty much always happy to show this game off, and this is the first time I've been able to race Animus, so hey, all the more fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. It was a really cool time and great experience to be able to show this off to this wonderful audience today.
All right, well, that's it for us. I will be back in a few runs for some commentary in the Sonic Mania run, and yeah, thank you for all the donations. Zach's a good people, so glad to help him out.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Hope everyone has a wonderful one.
Big Chongus!